Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. There are multiple factors of employee management company leadership must consider before adopting a hybrid work environment model. Joining me to discuss is Janeen Gelbart, co-founder and CEO of Indiggo. Janeen, welcome to Trade Talks. It's great to have you with us. And what are some of the concerns leadership has to consider as a strategy shifting to a hybrid environment? Many employees, especially those that are not in client-facing positions, will not want to return to the office, even on the other side of COVID-19.
Hi, Jill. Thanks very much for inviting me. That's great to be here. It's a big question. I would say that the immediate concerns from an employee's perspective, and the larger the organization, the harder this is to manage, is to really enable people across geographies, time zones to really be productive on the right thing. So at first, when we moved into this remote environment, obviously all of us were concerned about the well-being of our people. Are they safe? Do they have, are they okay? Can they avoid getting this virus? And then second thing is, do they have what they need to work from home? So those were kind of the first concerns. I think now everybody's shifted to how can we align, how can we ensure they're doing the right things and being productive.
So Janeen, tell us what leadership waste is and the risks in leadership execution.
So leadership waste is really based on the fact that leaders make or break execution on pretty much anything. And consistent research shows that leaders, and when I say leaders, I'm talking about in a large organization, the top 20 to 30% of an organization. So everyone from the youngest manager all the way up to the executive team. And research shows that the average waste is 41% from these people focusing on the wrong things, or rather not focusing, just doing the wrong things, which generates an enormous amount of waste, not just the direct cost, which is monumental. I think it's over $320 billion every single year, just for Fortune 500 companies. This is focusing on the wrong things. But the thing is that it's also, redirecting effort from people focusing on the right things. So the opportunity cost is pretty much incalculable as far as where this waste of time goes. And the problem is that this does lead to the majority of strategies failing, the majority of digital transformation failing, and burnout, because people are just doing too many things. So there's so many problems that kind of come into that.
So what do leaders have to do to succeed in a radically different world?
I think several things. The first thing would be just be aware that we're living in a new world, and this was pre-COVID. COVID has just accentuated this, that we're living in a new world, yet we have not questioned the way that we execute for a very long time. And in order to really succeed in this world, we need to focus. We need transparency, alignment, accountability, but above all, just being in agreement on what are the right things. So this resource that everybody's sitting on top of, this leadership resource, is a very important one, because it influences the choices in concentric circles of everyone in the organization. And it's just burnout is also becoming an epidemic now, with people so worried, especially in a remote environment. They want to show that they're productive, so they're online for longer, they're doing more meetings than ever, and it's a very hard thing. And we always say that you measure everything in an organization. You measure the ROI, you measure ROE, ROA. Why are you not measuring leadership capacity? Because that's limited, right? And we have to find a way to really get a better return from the immense work and effort that these people are doing.
So Janeen, we know what the problem is. Let's talk about the solution. How does an integrated tech solution get a company to obtain a return on leadership?
So the great thing with technology today and AI today is, for the first time ever, we can actually at scale really make it easy for people to align and focus on the right things. So we believe there are four fundamental components. The first one is strategic clarity. Let's be clear on what the 20% of things are that are going to drive 80% of the value, because we all know the 80-20 rule, and that applies to everything, including leadership execution. So if we can just understand that everything is not equally important all the time and clearly identify for this quarter, this month, what are the 20% of strategies that are going to generate 80% of the value, then align around those, both business units and individuals. And then just ensure that we know what to say no to, because if we know what to say yes to, we should be able to know what to say no to. So it's kind of a, it's an agreement on a new way of working. And if we can do that, not only can we decrease stress levels and burnout, but we can really achieve things that we can't achieve when people are trying to do too much. And I would say there's one more thing, and that's a connection to purpose and something bigger than us. Today, more than ever, people are looking for meaning. Everyone questioned everything when we suddenly found ourselves in a new world. We realized what was important, what wasn't important, what we really needed, and what we wanted in our lives. And connection to purpose has become a big thing. And for the enterprise, moving from closer to stakeholder engagement versus shareholder engagement. And connection to purpose, people working hard and knowing that their hard work is actually doing something meaningful and making a difference is very important to people, and even more so these days.
Okay, Janeen, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thanks. Have a great day.
And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.